7 miles northwest of the town of Windsor on the banks of the Blackwater River is the community of Zuni. It was established by the 1730s, growing further once a railroad depot was erected here on the Norfolk and Petersburg Railroad line by 1858. During the Civil War, Confederate forces were stationed in Zuni to protect the railroad bridge as well as the road to Suffolk. Zuni continued to expand after the Civil War as agriculture became the primary focus of the population. Commercial centers provided processing and shipping facilities for agricultural products, which spurred the construction of residences, stores, hotels, churches, a post office, gas station, and the Bank of Zuni. The growth of these commercial centers reached their pinnacle during the 1920s and 30s. The bank's first president, Robert A. Horn, was a key force in the bank's establishment. It opened in 1917 and thrived during the 1920s. As one of the bank's cashiers, S. Leon Lewis certified public statements regarding the financial condition of the bank. Banks typically publish these statements in area newspapers, allowing customers to assess the bank's financial stability. The Zuni Bank served its farmers, business owners, and residents with banking services and provided employment for bankers and cashiers. Evelyn Joyner Warren was the first black woman to make a deposit at the Zuni Bank. Her first pay from her teaching job at the Doles Rosenwald School in Southampton County. The bank also gave away promotional items such as steel savings banks with their logo. On August 25, 1931, a fire broke out that destroyed a block of Zuni's business district. The bank was fine as its brick sides stopped the fire on the south side of the district, while R.A. Horn's store stopped it on the north side. Civilians helped control the flames. The Suffolk Fire Department was called, but arrived too late to save other structures. 2 months later, 2 years into the Great Depression, the bank chose to liquidate. The directors transferred $28,000 in deposits to the National Bank of Suffolk, which paid dollar for dollar to its depositors. President Horn sent a letter to all the stockholders advising them of this change. In 1933, the bank was still operating as evidenced by litigation against the estate of John Britt for the purpose of paying off his debts. However, in 1935, the bank fully ceased operations. When it closed, the U.S. Post Office moved in, operating until 1969 when a new building was constructed on Route 460. Later, the building was used as a storage space for the dental office next door, which was started by Dr. Earl W. Strickland in 1946. Devastating floods have impacted Zuni numerous times in its history. In August 1940, the river rose dramatically until level with the second stories of homes on the north side of the railroad tracks. In 1999, Hurricane Floyd brought 20 inches of heavy rain to the western part of Tidewater. And in 2006, the Blackwater River overflowed and completely covered the bridge, destroying much of Zuni. The bank remained standing and was not demolished due to the voice of the Zuni Historical Society, who pled with the Isle of Wight County Board of Supervisors to protect the structure as a memorial to Zuni's history. It still serves as a community landmark today.
Oh yes, it is. And I was telling somebody else, right here in the middle of this intersection used to be an artesian well, which I do remember. And I think that provided water for a lot of the town here.
The building itself is a typical example of an urban commercial building at the turn of the 20th century, which, inexpensive to erect, were comprised of simplified architectural elements of a vernacular design. The Bank of Zuni is a one-story brick structure with a poured concrete foundation. The south facade features a transom-top door, while the gable-clad roof features a brick parapet exhibiting a brick cornice with corbelled brackets. There is a brick chimney at the north end of the western elevation, and the building retains its original vault inside. Isle of Wight County owns the structure, but the Zuni community maintains the landscaping and necessary repairs to include a sign on the bank's exterior highlighting its history. While Zuni has experienced significant change since its establishment, The residents of Zuni continue to be proud of their landmarks, their community, and their history.
I think it's being rejuvenated. There's a lot of the old families have moved out, and you see a lot of new people. We have a lot of new faces, and it sort of revitalizes the community.
But over the years, you get people who grew up here. You see them going by real slow and looking, and, you kind of figure out who that they're reminiscing. If I'm out, I'll stop and talk to them. I hear a lot of stories.